Hey everyone, Kachi Investor back to another video for today. So is it too late to buy Amazon before the stock splits? The stock will split Friday, June 3rd. When I'm filming this and when it will go live, we're 1 day away. So is it too late to buy it, or can you still buy it and be eligible for the split? So I'm going to talk about all of that in this video. So what happens when a company announces a stock split? So there are three things you need to know. One is the announcement date, when they tell you, look, we're going to split the stock for 5 to 1, 10 to 1, 20 to 1, doesn't matter. And then you'll get the date as well. After that, shareholders vote on it. And then you have the record date. The record date is basically a thing for accounting. For you investors, doesn't really matter. Record date just records every shareholder that has at least one share that is eligible to get more shares or less, depends on whether or not it's a normal stock split or a reverse stock split. With Amazon, it's a normal one, 20 to 1. That means that if you have one share, you'll get an additional 19 shares. If it was a reverse split, that means that if you have 5 shares, let's say you will only get 1 share. So you see, you go from 5 to 1, now you go from 1 to 20. So record date happened last week, May 27. Records every shareholder that has at least one share. That's about it. For you, the investor, it doesn't really matter. You can buy some shares today and you will still get more shares tomorrow. Now, very, very important to note is that when a company announces a stock split, nothing fundamentally changes, right? Yes, you get more shares, but that does not mean that you get free shares, like free money, for example. If you had 100 shares at a value of $1,000, stock split 10 to 1, you'll get 10 times more shares, but the value of it will still stay the same, all right? Just so we're clear. And so to answer the question that was in the title, no, it's still not too late to buy shares and be eligible for the split. Obviously, if you're buying after June 3rd, the split would already happen. The stock will be much, much cheaper, much more affordable to buy. That's all you need to know. The main thing actually that will happen also is that, well, options will be more affordable, because right now with $2,400 per share, it's not that affordable. So that's about it. Now, fundamentally, should you buy Amazon right now? For the last 2 years, Amazon has been fairly flat as a mega cap company. It has stayed fairly flat, whereas Microsoft, Apple, I think even Google went up quite nicely. But Amazon, not that much. Now, fundamentally, yes, you might say that's because, well, they haven't really grown that much. They had the e-commerce push from the pandemic. Now they're actually free cash flow negative, as you can see right here. Revenue goes up, right? We're close to $500 billion in last 12 months revenue, which is pretty crazy. But as for free cash flow, that has peaked actually at the beginning of last year. Since then, it has gone down, down, down. And now it's actually, well, negative $24.6 billion for the last 12 months, not in one quarter, just so we're clear. Return on equity is still quite nice, 18%. Obviously, it was much higher before. But then again, they're investing a lot in their own company. They also had that investment in Rivian, which they had to take a hit on in this quarter. First quarter 2022 net loss includes a pre-tax valuation loss of $7.6 billion included in non-operating expense from our common stock investment in Rivian Automotive Inc. And as you remember, last quarter that was actually a positive for them because the price of Rivian was much higher. So they benefited from that. But everybody that has been following Amazon for a while knows that this was bound to happen. Now, two things. One, if you want to support the channel, check out the link in the description below to get the top 10 best stock picks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couch investor. I would really appreciate that. Secondly, if you're not aware, we're starting a competition here on the channel, partnering up with stockcard.io. It's free to enter. Link is down in the description below. The full explanation was in my last video. Basically, you sign up to the platform, you create your portfolio through the link in the description below. So you enter the right competition. The first place will win $250. The top 5 will get a 3 months free access to the VIP tier on the platform. It's free to enter, so why wouldn't you do it? Alright, and now back to Amazon. Amazon, as I said, the stock has not been performing well. It's actually down 30% year to date. Yes, in the last week or so since its lows from last week after the Snapchat crash, etc., it's up close to 20%. But that might also be in anticipation of the stock split happening June 3rd, Friday, so tomorrow. Take all of that into consideration. Take into consideration that the company is heavily investing in its business. Yes, the more mature parts of the business aren't growing that much, but you should focus on the fastest growing segment. I've talked about that in my last video comparing Shopify to Amazon. So look at this again. So looking at AWS, right, it grew 37% year over year, and that's actually accelerating because last year, same quarter, that grew 32%. Now, AWS is pretty crazy, right? Because operating income grew 53% as margin expanded over the last 12 months. AWS by itself has generated nearly $21 billion in operating income, and that's up 43%. Now, if you want to take AWS and put a multiple on that, seeing how Amazon is now valued at $1.2 trillion. Yes, it's a lofty and high valuation, but that's just one part of the business. And again, the more mature parts of the business are slowing down or not barely growing. If you look at online stores, that basically decreased 1% or 3% year over year. But again, last year got a huge boost, grew 41% and 43% in Q4. So maybe we should see it normalize in the coming quarters. But look at the faster growing segments. For example, advertising. Talked about that in the last video as well. It's bigger than YouTube and Netflix, right? Just so we're clear. Not only that, although they generated less money from the online stores, $51.1 billion, same time last year, $52.9 billion, but still they managed to grow much, much faster on the advertising side of things. And advertising is much, much higher margin than the online stores. And let's be honest, with regards to retail, yes, we've seen the numbers from Target and from Walmart as well. But don't forget, Amazon is not Target and Walmart. It has all of those segments as well that we've just seen. But eventually retail will return back to normal. Maybe we will even see something crazy when there is Prime Day or Black Friday. That period of the year usually tells us a lot. But right now, everybody is trying to navigate through the uncertainty, inflation, recession, macroeconomic events, etc. So focus right now on the faster growing segments. Do take into consideration the largest ones, like the online stores, etc. But take Amazon as a full package, something that still has to offer a lot, right? Yes, it might be valued at $1.2 trillion, but Amazon still has a long way to go. Still has also these new type of grocery stores where you just go in, take your stuff, go out, no personnel needed, which means those stores can cut costs, and in current environment, that might be extremely lucrative. Who knows what happened? Buy with Prime expanding to stores outside of Amazon is also something you might want to consider. They also have a similar project that Starlink has. I believe it's Project Cup or so, something like that. So still a lot of projects, still a lot of investments. Yes, might be losing money right now, but let's see what might happen in the coming years. I'm extremely bullish on Amazon. It's, I think, 5% of my portfolio or so. So that tells you something. I've also been investing in it for quite a while now. And I'm very happy to see the stock split tomorrow, 20 for 1, which means you might be buying Amazon at around $110. Pretty crazy, right? But again, nothing fundamentally changes when a stock split occurs. So that would be it for this video. Again, don't forget to enter the free competition on stockcard.io. Try to beat me and get $250 by the end of the competition. Link down in the description below. Do share your thoughts on Amazon, on stock splits down below, because I expect more of those to happen in the future. We have Google as well, maybe Tesla again. So do share all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.